everybody. Sarasota Tim. I am hot. Hang on, I'm going to sneeze. Yep. Sweating. Got in the AC. It's blowing on me. It makes me sneeze. Just coming back out of the mall there from walking. I went to run and went to Nathan Benderson. I know, same story. It's 83 degrees with a heat index of 106. I swear to you, that's the truth. That's what the phone says. I've never seen a heat index over 8 or 10 degrees, maybe 12 more, but not 20 degrees. It's just unbelievable. So I got over to Nathan Benderson. And the only reason I even came over here, I'd have just gone to the gym and done whatever, is I was out of gas. I had to go to BJ's, which is over here. And I got my gas, turned this fan down. I just got in the truck. It's hot. Anyway, I got my 7,000 in. Let me try and back this big thing up out of the way. Even though with cameras and all, you're so worried you're gonna hit something. Anyway, it was wonderful in the air-conditioned mall to walk. I had a good workout yesterday, and I don't think I need to go today to burn my muscles. I burned them pretty good yesterday. And sorry, I can't think and talk at the same time because I'm watching these cars that are taking their ever-loving time. Man, is it hot. So what does my truck say? 100. It's brutal, folks. Well, thank God for air conditioning. That's all I can tell you. Mall wasn't that busy. Last night at Marina Jack's, it wasn't that busy. Nobody's here. A couple of ladies walking there, young ladies. And I said, man, that girl's young. She's raising a family early. She's pushing a baby stroller. 2 dogs in it. 2 like pugs or whatever. Her and her girlfriend are walking. Thought they had them a couple of kids. And, you know, you can't walk your dog in the street or the sidewalks. Their feet will burn up. People forget about that. Take their dog for a walk and their little paws, you know, that sidewalk is burning up. So everybody has a stroller. Yeah, man, we went from a deluge of 5 days of flooding rains to the Sunshine State. Bright sunshine. So, what's the latest, Baker? I know you want to know. Nothing until that holiday passes. I've been hearing about school starting, and then some don't start till next week after the holiday. Some are starting, they're staggering. But after the holiday, all these people got to be home and get those kids in school. And I've read some of your comments about some of the national parks and stuff may not even charge, or their rates will be way down because after Labor Day, you know, it gets down to that last bit, especially in the northern states. See, my phone's already, where's my thing? It's already overheating. Let me put you in here. It's gonna black out on me up there in the windshield. There you go. But Yeah, you got a little window left. You got a couple of months, September and October. Unless you go real far north, right? I hear it starts to snow in Yellowstone mid-September. I don't know about going to Yellowstone. I don't know anything yet because everything sounds like expensive, far, and repetitive. Like I've done that. I'm getting to the point where I'm about ready to hang up my spurs. This could be it. This could be it. I think about actually getting into sticks and bricks and selling the camper and the truck. Not buying, because here's what's going to happen. They're going to drop the interest rate by 25 basis points, and the houses have come down between 6 and 7%, but they went up 100%. They'd have to come down 40% to even be, and the rates would have to come down at least another point or two. But if the prices came down 40%, one or the other. The rates can be 20% if the houses were 15 grand, right? It's all relative. But when the prices stay where they're at, and they talk about they came down, but it's nothing to even mention, and when the rates drop 25 basis points, which isn't worth mentioning either, what do you got? The same crap. High, overvalued, overpriced houses, which we've seen, right? We just made a couple of videos. And it's just like they don't want to sell houses. They still got cash buyers and people with that kind of money that don't care that they're paying $300,000 over what something's worth, and even millions of dollars over what something's worth when you get into the real high price point homes. I was looking online, right? And I put in villas. And I don't know why it gave me California. I have no idea. And it wasn't even villas. It was houses. And it was sorted from most expensive going down. The first one was $59 million. And then it went all the way down to cheap, $29 million. And then there was a whole string of them that were, 23, 19, 18, $17 million. They were California. But I'm just thinking, no one's paying cash for that. And at those rates, it just doesn't, I don't even have the words. I just don't understand it. They went so high, so fast. You don't hear in conversations anymore about people saying, well, we just bought a house. Oh, we're selling our house. We just bought a house. No, you don't hear anybody saying those words. All we hear now is some transgender went and shot up a church, or hate Trump, or we're not going to follow through with getting rid of illegal people here that are criminals, that are harming our citizens that live here, that were born here. They're people that aren't supposed to be here, and they're criminals. Vicious, violent criminals. That one guy that they want to just keep talking about. We can't deport him. He's got more power than we got as a whole government. Our federal government, the president, nobody can get rid of this guy. And then the guy that killed 3 people that pulled a U-turn in front of him. He didn't see them coming in his side mirror. I don't care he don't speak English. I don't care he can't read English American road signs. What country do you come from where you don't know that if you turn out in front of somebody and they're going to hit you? Unnecessary. And this world is with this AI crap. Somebody turned me on to Grok, and I use Google Genesis, and it's a maybe it's between a very good Google and an AI Google, like Grok or Chat GPT or whatever they call it, where the guy talks to you. And it's just kind of weird. It's kind of creepy. It really is. And then I asked it something yesterday, and it said, "I'm sorry, I can't do that or answer that." And I thought, see? They make it act like it's so smart and so powerful, and yet the gatekeepers that are controlling what it can tell you are controlling what it can tell you. So this AI thing is being controlled, and people are thinking that it can tell them the answers of life. And then let's talk about this. I'm on a roll, I'm on a rant. Trump holds a meeting with Putin to end the war. And all we heard was, good, great meeting. I'm going to set up immediately between him and Lebowski. I know that's not his name. Zelensky, whatever the hell his name is. Never happened. Russia started bombing him harder than ever the next day. Like he never had a meeting. And I was listening to some podcast with Michael Savage and that other guy, something David Hansen or whatever, and they were talking to some guest they had, and they said, no, Putin's not going to end that war. Putin doesn't want to end the war because he's worried about his own people killing him and starting a coup. He can't end the war. I don't know why they want to get him, but he has to keep them fearful, I guess. Keep killing all the young people in his own country so he got nobody to come on him. But somebody that sounded like they knew what they were talking about, and they were right. He's not looking to end it. And all the stuff you're hearing on the web, on the news, that they might settle for 80 miles they've moved into the Ukraine. They're not going to be happy till they get the whole thing or control all the constitution of it. Who needs 80 miles for 2 million lives? And who knows where it's going? And then, I don't know anything from Adam's house cat regarding that Gaza Strip, the Boaz Canal over there in Israel with those people, and the Palestinians and the Hamases and the Hammonds, the Hatfields and the McCoys, and they're they're fighting over this postage stamp of land, but there's 1 million people on it that they got nowhere to go but in the water, and nobody wants them. And they're worse than the Hatfield McCoys. There's never going to be peace. Never has been, never will be, or they would have found it already. And I got a feeling it's the same thing with this war in Ukraine. I don't think either one of them want to stop it. What's his name don't want to stop it because they can't have elections when there's a war going on, so he stays in power. And everybody wants power. Power and money. And guess what I'm a believer in? I'm a believer, even if it is right here in this country, that people will do anything. They will sell their mama for power and money and drugs. It's just like being hooked on crack. People will steal from their mama to get crack. People will lie to their mama. People will lie to their people of their country to stay in power. Republicans and Democrats. They're not going anywhere. They're not going down without burning the whole damn country down. They're not going to say, well, we lost. Fair elections. So we're, with AI and technology and all these people, that guy that shot in that church, putting up YouTube videos and going and buying these guns, and then his mom worked there and premeditated, and he changed his name and his transgender stuff and got mental problems. All these haters got mental problems. Every last one. And you know what? It's the same mental disease. It's a, what do they call it? TDS, derangement syndrome. They're deranged people. 100%. Whether they're deranged on me, you, Trump, Democrats, Republicans, Fox, CNN, it doesn't matter. It's the same exact thing. They go about it the same way. They act the same way on different scales. And then you got people that are normal. But damn, these abnormal people seem to be everywhere. And then let's talk about this. They put military, National Guard, whatever you want to call them, in the streets, and you hear all this pushback. Like, who wouldn't want, I would want it. If I knew I drove down the road and I saw military vehicles, military personnel, armed, unarmed, it doesn't matter, some kind of a security presence, like every road I turn down, I'm going to pass one or two on every road, like there's such a presence, I would feel safe. I would feel like, good. I know I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't care. I don't have to worry. You don't do the wrong thing and you're fine. Okay? So, I think it would be a great deterrent. Why do you think we got nukes? I think it'd be great. Armed security in all the schools. Armed security outside the dang doors of the church. Put them everywhere and hire everybody as a security. We got plenty of people unemployed. Train them correctly and put them there to uphold law and order. Do you want to live like these countries you see on the news where they can't go down to the store and choose from 80-20 ground beef to 93.7, or 4 different grocery stores within a mile they can choose? Do you want to walk around in rubble where bombs have been going off, blowing up the buildings, and one could come down on your head any moment, and there's lame people walking around loitering? I mean, what do you call that when they steal? When a hurricane happens, they go and rob people's belongings. You want to live in a country like that, where they call it shit hits the fan, and people go around stealing the other's tomatoes that are doing those preppers that think that they're going to be safe because they grew a garden in their backyard and they got barrels of flour and wheat and rice or whatever, these silly preppers. And as soon as it gets out that you got the food, they just come and take it. Do you want that kind of a world? Or do you need someone to say enough is enough and just put the military on the streets? At least here, where no one can come and bother us, and no one that's here will act up like a fool. Maybe then and only then would it be even conceivable for me to think about giving up my guns if I know I got guns on every street that are doing the right thing under the Constitution and guarding the people of this country. But when you got to worry about walking down the damn road or stopping at a red light and someone running up to your car with a gun telling you to get out and take your car, or go to your child's school and shoot through a window because they got derangement syndrome, that's when something needs to happen. That's when enough is enough. And then maybe one day when people know how to act right, they can back off of the military and National Guard. Apparently there's not enough police. I don't see them anywhere. I haven't seen one since I've been driving home. Unless I were to speed, then I'd find one in a hurry. That would be my luck. Everybody else rides around like it's a racetrack. They don't ever get pulled over. I see it all the time. You know, that's my pet peeve. It's how people drive. What a video. Yeah, because I've stuck my head in the news and I've been watching because it's breaking news. Some guy went and killed some babies. Some punk, 23-year-old, that was screwed up 5 years ago in 2020 when he went and changed his name and became a transgender and has been mocked and you see this character, and then loses his mind and is such a coward that he wants to take everybody down with him before he takes his own life. There's a special place the good Lord's already met with him. He's already gnashing his teeth. He's already wishing. He's been judged. You don't do that, then kill yourself, which is another sin, and expect that there's any forgiveness there. I don't believe that one for a second. I never will. That guy's in the hottest part of hell. And anybody else that does heinous crimes against anybody, I don't care how old they are, especially the babies. And then the hell that the guy brought on his own mother, knowing that after he killed himself, that she's going to be hated on. Her life is ruined. You're talking about selfish, cowardly, hateful hater. There you go. And it's pretty much the same with all of them. Even if they don't go kill babies. Hate is hate. Yeah. I can tell you this, though. Believe me, folks. I can tell you this. I am one blessed man to live in it's not New York City or Detroit or Chicago. And I lived in a state where we have a governor. It's a red state. There is morality. There are people that try to, even though we got plenty. We're not immune to crime. Heck no. But we don't have Looney Tunes running the state like California, New Jersey, Wisconsin, New York, wherever else they are. No, we're changing our laws fast. They even came out and said you get pulled over by DOT or you go to a truck stop and they walk up to your window and you're a trucker and you don't speak English and they find out you're illegal, you're out of here. You're not driving that truck another mile. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Walk the walk. Quit talking the talk. All this, we're going to end the war and do this and that. Nothing happened. Let's see some action, man. Am I going to post this? Probably not. I feel better though, because I'm so annoyed at, my life. I can keep my life sheltered and be nice, and I meet nice people every day, but these things are happening, and I don't want them to get worse. I don't want it to come to a town near me. I don't want to drive to a town near me that has it. I want to see action. That's the next thing I want to see from this president. Instead of this talk, Pam Bondi, he will be deported. And then now they're saying, you ain't got the power. You're only the Attorney General of the United States of America. You're only the President of the United States. And you ain't got the power, though. You can't do anything. We're an appellate court. We're a low-life judge. We're some appointed, person that's on the take. And we got the power. How does that work? We've been lied to. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. And I'm ready for the country to change and absolutely start crushing it.